Yes, people, welcome back to the Only Eye. And today we're talking about Man City continuously building that super squad. Yes, they are trying to add to the super squad with arguably the best goalkeeper in Europe and one of the top five wingers in Europe in Donnarumma and Rodrigo. Yes, people, we're bringing you all the news about Man City today on the Only Eye. But before we do all that, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the page. Keep hitting the bell for notifications. Of course, always. We can keep bringing you great content going forward. So as we've seen, Man City looking to buy Rodrigo and Donnarumma. But before we jump into that, let me just talk about some of the buys they've bought within the last year of 2025. They brought in Marmoush in January. And then they brought in Ait Nouri, Tijani Reinders, and Ryan Cherki. Now, and of course, James Trafford. Now, when you look at this whole transfer window, Man City has just done everything very quietly, but has brought in some of the best players around Europe into their squad. Now, each and every player they've brought in was probably or arguably the best player at their team. Ait Nouri after Cunha is Wolves' best player. Tijani Reinders was probably AC Milan's best player over the season. Ryan Cherki, as we know, he has all this hype over Europe, which I'm sure he deserves because he is the best player at Lyon. And James Trafford as well. Talking about James Trafford and goalkeepers. They brought him in to be their number one. But then they just slowly worked the kid out and was like, you know what, man, like, we don't need you here anymore. Like, basically, with the way they acted, bringing in this guy, Gigi Donnarumma. Now, Donnarumma, yes, is arguably the best goalkeeper in Europe right now. I mean, PSG probably don't feel that way with the way they treated him. But in terms of the quality of the player, with the eye test, we can see really good shot stopper, brave. So many aspects about his game makes you want to say he's the best goalkeeper. But what really puts him back from having that status is he's not as good with the ball on his feet. Now, before time, that really wouldn't have been a discussion about a goalkeeper. But in the era of football where we are now, that is a big discussion to be had about the quality of a goalkeeper. Now, for me, still, I think a goalkeeper should just be able to stop the ball. But in this era of football, this modern era of football, goalkeepers need to be good with their hands as much as they should be with their feet. Now we see goalkeepers like Courtois, which is an exception, like horrible with his feet. But Courtois, shots-wise, has probably won Real Madrid the last two Champions League in a few games on his own. When you see performances he had against Man City, the performances he had against Liverpool in the final, just the high level and quality of his shot stopping is undeniable. Now, talking about feet and shot stopping, again, in terms of Donnarumma, when we look at certain statistics around how he looks around Europe, it's not amazing. He actually is like tied with even keepers like Andre Onana when it comes to saves, like average saves and stuff like that. So it's not like he is hitting a mark where you're like, wow, this guy is an exceptional goalkeeper. But what you get based on his statistics, but based on the eye test, this guy is unbelievable. And I know this is why I can see why City wants him, because not only is Pep, whizzing over this guy, but also it's because Donnarumma is a high quality goalkeeper. Now, how does that affect Man City is the big question. Because as we know, Pep likes playing out from the back. So are they going to help him to improve his footwork because he's still only 25 as a goalkeeper? Or are they going to work with him not being as good with the ball on his feet and say, you know what, for all these years we have had a ball playing goalkeeper. Let us now have a real good shot stopper. Because in big parts of the season, I mean, Ortega is not bad with his feet, but he's not the greatest compared to Edison. And big parts of the season last season, he came up massive for City. So I just think that Pep saw that and was like, man, I could probably take a risk and not have a goalkeeper that's so good with the ball on his feet. And now with them bringing in Trafford, selling Trafford a dream, and now bringing in Donnarumma, I feel so sorry for Trafford as well. Because imagine you get told, hey, don't go to Newcastle, come to City, I want you to be my number one. And then the best goalkeeper in the world come on the market for under probably £40 million or just around £40 million. And of course, City being the team that they are, just see it as an opportunity. Now, what should Trafford do? What will Trafford do is the question. Because if they bring in Gigi Donnarumma, okay, fine, they need to get rid of Edison. What is Trafford going to do now with Gigi being the goalkeeper at City for probably the next 5 to 6 years? Because if they keep winning, he's going to stay. Clearly, he wants to be part of a winning team. That's why he left PSG. That's not why he's being rumored to a Man City. He doesn't want to go to a project, hence he doesn't want to go to Italy. He wants to try out the Premier League because it's time for him to go to the Premier League based on what his agent says. So, him going to the Premier League is a good thing for City, but for Trafford's development, it's gonna put him back. And him being sold that dream to be number one, now he has to make a big choice. Of course, he can't leave this season because he just been bought. But after what he sees and certainly him being there, he's not going to get picked over Donnarumma. Donnarumma is not going to Man City if he's not promised to be the number one. So the mere fact he's being rumoured, the mere fact that they are talking to him to bring him to the club means that Trafford is going to be the number two. Now talking about number two, let's talk about a guy who has always wanted to be a star, but has never had the chance to not be in the light of great players. And this is why I think this move for him will turn him from a world-class player to a superstar. Now, not that he's not a superstar within himself already, but for his branding, for him as a player, I think this move would be great for him. Rodrigo to Man City. Rodrigo going to Man City is a great look. He can play on both wings, which Pep really likes as a winger. As you can see, sometimes he tries Dogu on the right. He's tried Savinho on the left. He even tried Jack Grealish on the right. And that's one of the reasons why he don't really like Jack Grealish. Because Jack Grealish is really and truly best positioned coming off of the left side, inverted winger, and as a central attacking midfielder. And within that now, Man City doesn't really accommodate or play a style that really suits Jack Grealish. Because he never changed his game like a Bernardo Silva, like a Kevin De Bruyne, to become more of an attacking midfield player in that system. He only could have been a winger, and that's why Pep had to get rid of him, because he just can play one position. And in Pep Guardiola's system, he likes players that can play 2, 3, 4, 5 positions. So I feel sorry for Jack, but that's just how it works in football, and it just didn't work out for him. But for this guy, I think it will work out big time. Rodrigo will bring a different dynamic to Man City. He would make them better in transition. He would make them better in link-up play. He would actually be able to be a player who can take a game by the scuff of the neck. I don't think City have any of those players right now. I think they have really top players, but Kevin De Bruyne left. Kevin De Bruyne can take a game by the scuff of the neck, wrinkle it, throw it away, go back for it, and still dominate the game. Now, Man City don't really have that player right now. Bernardo Silva is a really good team player, but he's not that player. Shirky, I feel like people have this hype over Shirky like he's the next Lionel Messi because, Pep Guardiola has gotten his hand on another technical player. But we need to calm down because we watched this man perform at Old Trafford and he did fuck all. And then now we're acting like he did. He dominated Manchester United and he did all this. He didn't. He was not the best player on the pitch. There were so many players that were better than him on the pitch. Even if United had this great comeback or whatever, he still wasn't the best player on the pitch. He had good moments in the game, but he wasn't the best player on the pitch. And this delusion that people have that Shirky is going to come and smash the league. I think he will be a really good player in the league, and don't get me wrong, I think he will develop into something beautiful. But this hype over Shirky, like, well, it's the next coming of Lionel Messi, we have to calm that down. We have to also remember he's a young player and he needs time to develop in the league. Just like Rodrigo. Rodrigo will come to the league, maybe have a period of time in all Pep Guardiola's teams we know, that he might have a time to acclimatize and get with the language and a lot of things. He would have to settle down and all these things have to happen for him to perform. But at the end of the day, when this guy settles in this team, which I hope they do go get Rodrigo, because it will make them a better team and it will make the league a better league. And for me, I love when teams are better and better and better, because then you can see a higher quality of football. So yes, people, it's been your boy Yaya, just bringing you a bit of news about Man City, breaking down some transfers and what's going on. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the page. Keep hitting the bell for notifications. And have a great day. Take care and stay sexy.